Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, my name is Ron, and behind me is my 2018 Subaru WRX. So before we get started on today's video, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all the subscribers. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos. I love doing this. I love making videos about the car and all the new parts that I install, and without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff. So you guys know I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I do take the time to read each and everyone's comments and respond to them. Again, thank you. I really appreciate you guys sticking around, and hopefully we can make the channel grow even more. It's growing on a steady basis, but obviously the sky's the limit. I love doing this and I'm very passionate about it, so hopefully it's apparent in my videos. That's all. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And now let's get back to today's video. So what we have for today's install is something that you can never have too many of, and I am talking about shift knobs. So I've had many different shift knobs throughout the years, from super cheap eBay ones to ones that are super rare. But what I figured out and what I learned recently is my favorite type of shift knob is the light bulb style. And don't get it confused with the sphere one. The sphere one is just round. The light bulb one has that little lip on the bottom that kind of extends. And the reason I like that one so much is because one, on the WRXs, if you install it, it covers the metal, the shifter itself, so that metal is not exposed, and I just think it looks clean out of all the shift knobs. And the other one is it fits nicely in my hand. You know, it's not too big and it's not too small, and I feel like the throw is just right and it's just at the right height. So that's why I like that style. Obviously your preference could be different from mine, but let me show you what I recently got. Alright, so what we have here is a shift knob from Billetworkz. So with that said, let's just go ahead and open it right up. And inside, you got some stickers and a card. It shows you where their YouTube is. And let's just take a minute to appreciate the nice packaging that it comes in. Just nicely lined foam. There we go. And you got the jam nut and the adapter, and we'll only be using this right here, and I'll get into that in a little bit here, but here is what we got. This is the light bulb style shift knob, and what I was mentioning earlier, the light bulb style has this little lip that extends beyond the sphere. So the sphere, the ball one, is just like this. Obviously you can see a lip right here. And the reason why I like this so much is because it covers the shifter on the WRX where the boot meets, so you don't see any metal or anything like that exposed on the shifter. It's just shift knob, the boot, and it's just connected and you can't see anything in between. So that's why I got this one. I've been using this one for a few months. This is the Perrin shift knob. Obviously same shape, a lot of similarities between the two. I think they might even be the same height, but we'll get the weight here in a second. I was using this one for a few months, absolutely love it, nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to change for once. I wanted something a little heavier. This one is, according to the site, weighs in at 500 grams. And this one, I don't remember off the top of my head, but we'll get a measurement here in a second. But the reason why I like this one so much is because it has this anti-rattle adapter. So I'll link a video right here. If you click there, it'll take you to that. Basically, I talk about the shifter rattle that some of the WRXs have. My car unfortunately has it. It's just a slight rattle when you shift, just because that plastic shifter or the reverse lockout is hitting against the metal, and this thing is the solution for it. It stops the rattle and it looks good. I like it a lot. Again, the reason why I'm switching it out for now is because I wanted something heavier. So with that said, let's get a measurement on these guys just for comparison purposes, and I actually have the stock shift knob here as well for that. So let's do it. All right, so this scale here is a little finicky, so hopefully it gives us an accurate reading. Let's start off by weighing this one, and we are getting 461 grams. It's a little off from what the site says, but if we include the adapter and the jam nut, it gets us to 479 grams, and that's equivalent to 1.05 pounds. So Hopefully this is the perfect weight. I've had some shift knobs throughout the years, which was a little too heavy in my opinion. That thing felt like it was gonna break something every time you get into gear. So hopefully this is the one. And let's get a weight on this guy right here. And this one is 389 grams, which is equal to 0.857 pounds. So not even a pound on this guy. And then just for comparison purposes, I have the stock shift knob right here, you know, in case you have one of these and you're thinking about upgrading. This one weighs in at 278 grams or 0.61 pounds. So super light, definitely wanted to go heavier than this one. And so back to what I was saying about the Billetworkz shift knob, I confirmed with Austin over at Billetworkz, you only need the jam nut if your shift knob has engravings, and the reason for that is so it allows you to adjust the direction of the shift gate. But since this is plain and just solid color, we're not going to be using this. Austin did say you can use it to adjust the height, but I'm just not even going to bother. Instead, we're only going to be using this adapter. And I'm really bad at describing stuff. This is actually the neon yellow, so don't get it confused with the gloss yellow like I have on my phone. There are two different colors. Again, this one is the neon yellow, and it's a little lighter than the gloss yellow. So let's go ahead and get it installed. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. Let's just go ahead and install it. First thing you want to do is to get this adapter and simply just install it this way. And this is a 17 millimeter, so you'll need just a wrench for it. But yeah, just twist that guy on there, just as low as you can get it. And you just want to take your 17 millimeter wrench and just tighten it just so it's snug on there. And you take the shift knob and you just simply screw it on there. There we go. Easy. And of course, with every shift knob, you always want to make sure that you have no issues going into reverse. So let's give this a few clicks, and there we go. It doesn't rub. That is reverse for you. So here's what I was talking about with the light bulb shaped shift knobs and the reason why I like them so much. So as you guys can see right here in this area, oftentimes some of the shift knobs, if it doesn't have this lip right here, let's say if it was this high, if it was a little higher than this, then you'll be able to see that metal right there. That's the shifter, and this is the reverse lockout. And I think if that part of it is exposed, it looks kind of tacky in my opinion. So I like this style right here just because if you install it correctly, this entire shifter is covered and it looks sleeker that way. So that's why. So I know I'll need a few days just to get used to this, but so far it feels solid and it feels good. I think this weight of a shift knob might be the perfect one for me. I like it. It doesn't feel too heavy to where you're breaking something, and it doesn't feel too light to where it's papery and cardboardy feeling. So I think this one might be the one. I don't know. I have to drive the car. I haven't driven it yet, obviously, but so far it feels a lot more solid, and the throws feels just right. You're still putting force on there, and like I said, it doesn't feel like you're snapping anything. You know, the WRXs aren't known to have the best transmissions out there. That's why we have supporting mods to kind of make it as best as it can be. So this car has the pair and shift gate, so it limits the amount of it going up from factory. This would usually go all the way up here about a 1/4 inch more, but that shift gate limits it from doing that, as well as here. So, and I also have the brass bushing that's installed. So yeah, like I said, I think I'll need a couple drives to get used to this, but so far I think this is the perfect weight for a shift knob. Alright guys, so that was just a quick and easy install for today. Again, if you have a shift knob that has an engraving on there, make sure that you don't lose that jam nut because you'll need it. to align the shift knob pattern. But other than that, if your shift knob is plain, you can still use that jam nut to adjust the height just by a little bit, or not even use it like I did. So big shout out to Austin over at Billetworkz for getting back to me on my questions. I really appreciate you sending me this shift knob. Other than that, if you guys have absolutely any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.